is an impromptu. This shit's impromptu.
All right.
Oh my goodness.
Nice.
Close. So good.
Oh my God.
We look amazing, you guys. Hey everybody.
Hi guys.
This is a special evening edition of the Wednesday Wake Up Live. I appreciate you guys tuning in. We're here in Coronado. We have wrapped up LCA. We have a special guest host with us today, Mr. Tim Macy of the Tim Macy Show.
What's up?
Fellow veteran right here. So I'm flanked by Air Force veterans. It's okay, Marines. I'm gonna be okay.
You feel like you're getting more intelligent as you sit here?
The IQ went up.
Yeah?
Everything's gonna be okay. I'm gonna be all right. So, hey, so what we're talking about here today, guys, is LCA Live Coronado. We have had a fantastic time here. The feeling here has been very electric, very love-based, very friendly.
Yeah. Fun. The classes have been great.
So we're going to be being joined by Nick Baldwin, aka the Hulk.
Possible.
Yeah, he's coming on.
We're going to be
He's
joined.
give him the signal.
I don't know if we'll be lucky enough to get Tristan, aka Iron Man, but we've got Hawkeye here.
Oh, come on.
We've got Hawkeye here, and of course Kate
Hello.
and Mr. Zachary Bach.
So what are we talking about today?
So, well, I mean, first and foremost, we gotta, it is Wednesday Wake Up, and the Wednesday Wake Up is complete without a sock challenge! God.
Stop yelling.
It's all right.
Socks with a skull.
It's okay. They're pink. They have skulls on them.
All right,
They're
am I
fantastic.
like disqualified because I'm not wearing socks?
Ooh,
No socks.
very edgy today with the no socks.
I'm actually no socks as well.
Also
Team no
disqualified.
socks. Yeah. That's how you win the competition.
And
David, where
I'm wearing wool socks
Oh, there goes the phones.
and new basics.
full-blown wool.
So there's
ain't nothing good happening with my socks today.
That's okay.
Comfort and warmth is where it's at.
So Zach actually got called out on stage because he had such fantastic socks.
Yeah.
That a presenter stopped everything and started talking about Zach's socks.
What this happened?
So now you just gotta win the sock game.
Be memorable.
Speaking of being memorable, one of the cool things that we had going on at LCA Live was every time that somebody got off stage, they did an interview with Ryan Seacrest. And he got a chance to talk to everybody. What was one of your fun interviews? What up, girl?
So Samantha, what's from this morning?
Yeah.
I'm gonna botch her last name, but we talked after, so I did a quick interview in the group, and then after that we talked for another like 30 minutes with Twiddle and Nick was back there, just about like how she just made it happen with no publicist, no marketing person, nothing. She got on all the TV shows and everything, just bootstrapped the whole thing.
It was so cool. She said, "These are the things that I want to have happen, and I'm just gonna make it happen." And it was absolutely dynamic. And she said, "I want to be on $1 Million Listing. I want to have my own column. I want to be quoted." Next thing you know, she's on Fox News. And it's not even next thing you know, it's because she put in the work. And she showed up. Zach, you look like you're chomping at the bit.
And then she hit the nail on the head. She said, fake it till you make it. Be the person that you want to be. Hang around with the people that you want to be. And become that person. It's that simple. You know, don't be a fake person, but live the life that you want to live and make it happen.
Yeah. What about you, Zach? What was a big speaker? Who did you enjoy talking to?
Yeah, you know, there's this guy that talked about getting on the phones. That was a really good speech.
Are you plugging yourself?
No.
You heard?
That guy had a purple tie on and a jacket. I don't know. You know, the thing is there was takeaways from every single speaker, and I think that Sam and I can't remember the other name of the person, but I remember what they said. You know, it was essentially take ownership of the area that you want to be, and everybody's. I just said it's hard to hear us. You know, take ownership of the area that you want to be. Own your area. Be the mayor. of whatever area you want, and essentially just take ownership. Take ownership, do it, knock it out of the park.
Right on. I really enjoyed Mr. Australia. That guy was about it.
Glenn.
Yeah, talk about treating yourself like a rock star. That guy made it happen.
Yeah.
What about you, Kate?
This guy right here spoke today, and it was awesome. That's what I enjoyed. It was fantastic.
Can we lock this so that it stops doing that? Gee willikers.
Okay, go ahead, Kate.
You were motivational as hell. I enjoyed it. It was great, and Zach did a good job too. That was my favorite.
Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Kate.
You're very welcome.
It was very interesting condensing a 3-hour class into 45 minutes.
But you guys pulled it off.
Well, the other thing is it wasn't just the 3 breakdowns of a deal. I taught everybody about the new concept, which is Zen business, and finding a little bit more balance, being efficient, breathing, and of course the 3 principles, which is finding work that you enjoy, finding a cause, and then finding some fun that you can schedule.
So because he did it to me, I'm going to do it to him. Those of you that don't know, David's got another book coming out called Zen Business, where he's going to cover those 3 concepts in depth. So because it's David, expect that book out sometime in the next week and a half. And
I'm going to go hypomanic, and I'm just not going to sleep for the next 3 weeks, and we'll stop sleeping. We'll get the book done.
I'm excited for the book. It's going to be a great book.
So
We just need to give.
we need to get Nick Baldwin. We need to get Nick Baldwin.
Nick said, "Give me the signal," and
Waiting for the signal.
so we're looking to give Nick the signal, and then we're going to be bringing people on. If you're watching this and you're sitting in your room right now, and you want to come on with us, come join us. We're going to be on here for as long as there are people watching, probably for at least a few more minutes. If you don't have a seizure because of all this camera focusing.
It is a lot.
Well, you know what? While Zach's doing that, I might as well take you around a little bit, give you the tour. So we've got all these big old brains in real estate, talking and getting things done. So this is where so much of the conference has its value, is in the after hours. So it's very, very cool. Lots of good-looking people. Lots of good-looking people.
We're back.
It's to
back.
get out,
Do we gain
talk
any?
to people that you wouldn't have normally met. That way, you can expand your network and learn a thing.
What did Nick Baldwin say?
He said he would be right here.
Where's Noelle?
Yeah, another one. Just fell off the map here.
Let's get Noelle a drink and get her back on here.
Yeah, what I think we realized a lot is about performers and non-performers. And that's what it really boils down to. Right now, Nick Baldwin is not a performer.
Shots fired. Nicholas, hey,
Where's
you know
he
what?
at? Where?
I'll get David Golden.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna tell you to grab David. David's in just the right mood for it. Oh yeah.
There he is.
The man
Diving in.
himself. Oh yeah. Sit,
Right here,
no,
man.
Sit where I'm at.
So what's the big question?
Dave Golden, what's your big takeaway so far from LCA Live 2018?
Well, I saw David Serpa speak.
Right?
That was pretty.
Is that motivational?
That was pretty amazing today, honestly. Yeah, the man right here. Yeah, Serpa's killer today.
Thank you, my brother.
It was awesome.
Cool. Tell these people about it. Tell them what Serpa talked about.
So Serpa, he's a Marine, dude. He's a veteran. So he's talking about how the VA loans are really important, and like you gotta help them. You gotta help the military people. So he represented them, and I was really excited about how passionate he was, and I want to support him as much as I can. So it was pretty cool.
So Dave, you're a successful guy. You don't need to come to a conference necessarily to learn. Why do you come to these conferences?
Well, I come to these conferences because I'm passionate about EXP Realty.
Okay.
And I'm here to help teach other people about it so they can come and join and have the same
So
opportunity.
EXP comes to recruit.
Yeah, pretty much. That's why I'm here.
But the thing is David recognizes the value of a conference.
Yeah,
Being able to go to a conference.
yeah, but it's the value is in the network, right? So I come here and I come to all conferences for the same reason.
Yeah.
To meet people, to build relationships. Like, that's what I'm about. I love building relationships and deepening them.
Yeah. I love you. We're
Wait
getting
a
more
second,
people.
why did I just get a notification that you guys are live?
Here we are. What did you learn?
I'm so glad you guys got
What did you learn? What's your takeaway from LCA? Tell the people.
Oh, from LCA, like in general?
What were you streaming into?
The connection.
Just my page.
The connection.
Right?
World. Streaming into the
I thought you were watching the game.
World Wide Web.
Hey, Golden, can we cycle a couple people
This
through
is
the line?
it's the game of their life.
I'm sorry, you got.
So,
You really gotta speak up into the phone.
yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Can you hear me?
So, we've got
I thought you just
Bruce
offered
Banner.
me
No, I
that
did. Bruce Banner. Noelle. All right.
All right.
Pop up. We've got the man.
Who's on here? Who's on
I
here?
literally thought that's what that was.
Are there, how many people are on?
All right.
Take
So
control,
look,
brother. You're in the frame.
biggest takeaway from the quotes that belong to the lab agents.
David, you're not even in the film.
That's
You
okay.
gotta project your voice. But what's your biggest takeaway from the coach provided to the Labcoats agents?
What? The biggest takeaway from
That was a very.
Let's speak Minnesotan.
I'm gonna swap you out. I'm gonna come manhandle
David and
this.
I will take over this.
Yeah!
Alright.
Okay, so right here we're with the Nick Baldwin. So all of the 85,000 agents in the largest social
It's actually
media
close to
network
90, I'm just gonna say.
in the world. We gotta get it shared out. Zach, can you share it in the Labcoats?
I'll share. What page?
Because Nick Baldwin's gonna share it. It's
Do you
from my
have
personal
an
page.
authority to do this?
So let me tell you guys who Nick Baldwin. Come in here with us. Nick Baldwin and Tristan
I'm looking at
Almada.
two cameras here, but yeah.
Well, this one's the one that's
Which one?
important.
Should we look at this
That
one?
one's just Zach's.
Oh, okay, let's look at this one.
So Tristan Almada and Nick Baldwin run Labcoat agents.
Good people, good people.
Solid people. They put all of this beautiful stuff together.
So good.
So good. And now that we're streamed out to LCA, I want to bring out.
Oh, this is on LCA?
Now it
I
is.
really didn't expect this.
Noelle, you're getting ready to get blown up here, girl. Okay, so here he is. Brother, you've been working on this for a long time getting this out here.
Which one am I supposed to look at?
Look at this one. This is just Zach's. There's only one person watching on that one. This is the one that's going to happen.
Look, you've got him by 4.
I've got him by 4, but we're going to build this up. Okay, so what do you think?
Should we try to add Tristan to this?
Yeah.
You certainly
We
could.
definitely need to add
But right now, Nick, for the people that are watching right now, brother, what do you think about what you have? What do you think about how this turned out?
So, honestly, like...
Speak up, man.
Oh! Alright, why don't you bring it over here?
Sure, we can make this more intimate.
I got an idea. Let's just flip the camera here.
Okay.
I'm really comfortable.
It's still on me. All right, there we go.
Okay. So Nick, what do you think, brother? You put all this time and energy and money into it. Has this been worth all your time and energy?
Honestly, so the feedback has been incredible.
Yeah.
People have said, I've heard like dozens of times that it's the best conference they've ever been to. Just like the flow and the culture and the positivity and the energy is just really high. And it's actually a really humbling feeling because, you know,
Oh, don't cry.
I promise I wouldn't do that. There's over 500 people here, and we have like awesome speakers, and you know all the vendors are happy.
Good people.
What?
Good people. It's good people.
David Serpa's here.
Cynthia
I
Ostos
think
agrees.
there's a
That's
lot of like FOMO going on in Labcoats right now because you know we only had one event before this, so people are like, I don't know, like should I really do this? But I don't know. I think we kind of proved ourselves.
So let me tell you,
If you are not here next year,
I also think that the venue was different. Like a lot of people brought their families because it's kind of like a resort.
Yep.
And so there's a pool and like it's Coronado and it's beautiful and it's tropical. And
Yeah. What was so cool about it was that people were able to bring their families, but they were also able to like have a drink on stage. Like it wasn't so square and so boring that it was like, oh my God, you can't say that.
So here's what's funny. So like, it's interesting that you say that because Tristan and I are usually so casual. The fact that I'm in a button-down shirt is like,
It's weird.
It's weird.
I didn't recognize you tonight.
So I think that Tristan and I have such a casual appearance that people feel like, you know what? It's casual. Like it's not buttoned up. You know, we have people on stage in jeans and just like, you know, just telling it like it is and just like, you know, feeling comfortable.
Yeah.
I think that's good.
Right on, brother. This guy put this together.
Well, I don't want to listen. We had an amazing event. We had boost events.
It's been a blast, but the thing is the staff here has set it over the top. Like the food has been amazing. The venue has been amazing. But can we take a moment? This guy flew halfway across the world.
Here he is.
The #1 agent in Australia.
Real estate coach.
Yeah, I've been agent for a while. I'm just honored to be here. Shit,
So
Can you come sit down with us for a second?
I'll be honored.
Yeah, so I don't have to pan the camera back and forth.
Just listen. Our next guy.
So really quick here, let me paint the stage here for you
love
guys.
this guy.
Let me set this up for you. This guy, the #1 coach in Australia, he said, hey, listen, I'm not getting paid to be here, but there's a lot of people that would pay to be here right now.
I'm one of them.
I'm one of them. It's a recognized opportunity, and the thing is, a lot of time when an opportunity comes, people say, oh, I'm not ready for it, not right now. But you have been flat out, you said, I've been buying opportunities. Talk to me about the big opportunities right now that are here for us.
That was a cool thing that you said because it's like, you sometimes have to pay
To play
to be noticed.
Yeah, straight. Well, my entire career is predicated on paying to be noticed.
Yeah.
Because when I was the number 300 coach in Australia, and there's hundreds of them, right? It's almost like the ratio of coach to agent is 1 to 1. Like every agent could have a coach, and no one would double up, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be
It's the same thing here. Everybody wants to think that they're a coach because they've sold 2 houses.
Man, so everything I've done has been buying attention. So when I paid the bill, multiple 6 figures to hire Arnold Schwarzenegger or Richard Branson or Gary Vaynerchuk or whatever.
Yeah.
That's all just buying eyeballs that would not otherwise be on me. Those eyeballs would not be on me.
Yeah.
I paid to have those eyeballs all over me and my business.
Absolutely.
So,
but then you get to a point where you've built that stage, though, and now people are paying you to show up and talk. And now people are paying you to advise them.
Correct.
And some of these big knowledge bombs that you dropped today that were massive takeaways for me right now, you said, if you're not spending money on Facebook right now, you're missing Bitcoin. You're missing all these different things you talk about.
So you're saying
Virgin on
$5
irrelevant.
in the last 4 months on Facebook?
Yeah. You need to up the game a bit, girl.
It's stakes, right?
Double it.
In 4 months?
$10.
So $5. So there's a lot of people out there who don't have the natural gifts that you have right off the bat. They don't have the natural. I'll tell you right now.
What natural gifts are you
I'm
talking
going to tell you right now. I'm a good-looking dude. There's things that naturally I will have granted to me that other people have to work for.
It's
Period.
I couldn't look like him. I couldn't look like him.
And so the thing is what I'm saying is when you have natural gifts, you have to emphasize on those natural things like video.
Be it envy.
Is a good thing for you because you show up well on video. So invest in yourself in video. Like this guy.
No, well, first
you
of
know
all,
that you play off well on video.
I don't
So
even
you
speak
invest in
English.
yourself in it.
Let me just say something. This is how simple it is to do video. Noelle's videos are so simple and brilliant. She did an Instagram story or a Facebook story of going. First of all, who goes to Burger King? She does. No one goes to Burger King.
It's good. You can suck the oil out of the original chicken sandwich.
She goes to Burger King and orders
I could go
a
for Burger
McRib.
King right now.
Like, that's how brilliant. Her videos are so simple and brilliant and authentic.
And then there
filmed
goes.
herself going through the Burger King drive-thru.
I wish I could deny this,
off
But
the dollar
Burger
menu.
King is
They didn't
delicious.
have a dollar menu. That's McDonald's.
They didn't. They had a value.
So
Yeah, no,
really
they
quick,
have a
I know,
value.
like,
It was educational.
But you're so,
They learned
but
they
you're
didn't
so,
have a
but
dollar
like the
menu.
authenticity is so there. I
for the
love-
record, I'm sitting here with the #1 real estate coach in Australia and the leader of the largest social media network in the world.
That's not
And
true.
we're talking about McRib.
Mark Zuckerberg's not here.
But they're delicious.
Good point. Case in point. Okay. So really quick, for those of you that this is my point. When you walk into something like this, you have to walk away with takeaways. You have to walk away with people that you're going to work with again. Otherwise, your conference didn't pay for itself. You just bought the time. You bought a vacation.
We might as well have done shots, which clearly there's a few people around here doing right now.
And absolutely, and the thing is, I'm not drinking. I have my choices that I'm partaking in, but the thing is,
Legal here in California.
That's
I
right,
like that.
my brother.
That's why I want to keep coming.
and we'll keep you coming here. So, at moments like this is where you build an empire
I don't
in the
agree.
after hours.
Never
So,
smoked it.
what are some takeaways that people can take away from a conference like this? What's important?
Oh man, this is raw and real as shit, right? I've been just
Raw?
Raw.
Like lion?
R-A-W.
Like raw, like a
Raw?
steak.
Oh, because he's Australian, so you're making fun of him, right?
Yeah, that's not nice. Okay. But here's kind of a takeaway. I've been just came with an attitude of giving, right? Like I just give because I want to impress Nick. I want Nick to freaking invite me back. I want to impress Tristan. Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
Tristan's watching.
Tristan's watching right now.
Dude, I love you. And so, but what happened was, in that attitude, I've been teaching Gary Vaynerchuk's jab, 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 right hook, right? Just keep giving until it hurts, then maybe you might be able to ask. Well, I haven't asked for anything, nor will I for years, right? But I accidentally let it drop that I drink bourbon, right? Sure. And one of the participants, without me asking for jack nothing, brings me back, goes downtown,
And you get
buys me this, buys me bourbon, brings it back. Like the bottle of bourbon, I could have bought my own bourbon. I probably would have. The fact that she drove half an hour downtown, bought me the bourbon she likes, and gifted it to me, just as a thank you, that blows my mind, and it makes my point.
There's something fucked up
You know what I mean?
with this Facebook where I can't read.
The bourbon comes for free! But that's a great example. Sure. I would treasure that. I probably will never open it. I'll probably buy another bottle to drink and I'll open it. Is my whole career.
No, he doesn't want to.
It's resulted in Tristan. It's resulted in meet and greets with every one of my heroes that I've ever had.
Schwarzenegger, and I saw you with Gary Vee, and I saw all of that stuff. But like, if
And
somebody
George St. Pierre last
offers
week?
you-
Shit!
and you're promoting that event,
I like that.
which is fantastic. You're finding a way to monetize the things you enjoy.
Exactly.
Which is what I keep trying to tell. Like, if you can find a way to monetize the thing that you enjoy, and then have people coming to you, because at this point, your name is synonymous with quality, has a standard to it. Yep. So what have you? So right now, can you tell us what are you working on right now?
Yeah, well, I work good in 90-day chunks.
Yeah.
6 months if I'm a genius.
Yeah.
A lot of these guys with 2 and 3 year business plans, I can't play.
Yeah.
I can't do it. So my 90-day chunk is George St. Pierre, bringing him from Montreal down to Australia to hang and do a thing down there.
Right on.
You know? After that, I've got my bucket list that I'm working on, right? I've got my wish list. And the top 3 on my wish list I ticked off. They were Schwarzenegger, Gary Vee, and Richard Branson. They went 3
times.
Yeah, and
Whoa.
yes. And so, but I've got a list of 15 more. Like, and George St. Pierre was never on the list because I never thought of him. But in the UFC world, he is my hero.
And he's like an Adonis too.
Oh.
He's so chiseled
I
and
outweigh
handsome.
him, right, substantially.
Yeah.
I got to wrestle George St. Pierre in his own private octagon.
Yeah.
He owns my ass,
Yeah.
right? He's a killer. But he's the sweetest dude you'd ever want to meet.
I loved watching George St. Pierre when he was not speaking any English at all.
Yeah, wow.
And he was just like super calm and like very respectful of everybody.
Yeah.
And there's a respect level that he has when he's fighting.
Yep.
That when he hits somebody and he knocks them out, he's not that guy who's going to keep hitting the top of their head.
No, he's a chess player.
Yeah,
he's
absolutely.
a thinking man. And he even says on some of his, like that Joe Rogan, if you haven't seen it, Joe Rogan and GSP a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
3 hours of them two. Oh, man, it's a masterclass.
I love
in
Joe
on
Rogan.
Oh, that's one of my goals is to be on Joe Rogan.
Brother, what's so weird about Joe Rogan is I actually met him because I used to serve him coffee
Really?
at the coffee bean in Calabasas.
Man.
And he was so nice to every person that would meet him.
Wow.
He gave everybody the time of day. And that's what you start realizing about these people that are up here.
Yep.
Is that they're willing to look people in the eye, they're willing to give them time. People that are in the middle that are they have that scarcity mindset.
Yeah.
They haven't broken through to the other
Probably
side.
how they get to the top is because they are like that.
Yeah.
Because when you're with someone like Schwarzenegger, right, and
Sure.
I spend a lot of time with him,
Yeah.
when he's with you, I don't know, look, I think it's natural. I don't think it's because of training in politics.
Yeah.
I think it's natural, and that's why he got elected.
Yeah.
He makes you feel more important than him.
Yeah.
Like he sat with my 11-year-old son, right?
Yeah.
They had a conversation backstage for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And my son was answering questions Arnold was asking of him. He made my son, shit, I'm getting emotional, don't.
Yeah.
He made my son feel more important
Yeah.
than anyone else in that room. You know, my 11, what did that teach him?
Yes.
You know what I mean? When my son went back to school, his teachers accused him of making it up.
Yeah.
And he showed him the video and the photos.
Damn, good job, Dad.
Fuck.
Good job, Dad.
You know,
that's a dad
so
win
it's
right there.
moments like that, man.
Yeah. And the thing
Don't
is,
take it.
like, people talk about, oh, well, you can't buy this, you can't buy that. There's such a thing called financial freedom. And when you get to a point to where you can do what you want to do tomorrow, and that you can expose yourself and your children to opportunities that you could otherwise never experience, it's because you put in you either have to spend money or you have to spend time up front.
Absolutely.
And if you've got a little bit of both, you should probably spend a little bit of both.
Well, that's the thing. The time. What I did is, people might say, yeah, Glenn, it's easy for you. You might have a bit of a budget now with which to fulfill dreams. I didn't at the start. It was time, right?
Yeah.
I went out on a limb, took advantage of an opportunity when it presented itself, and I built up in levels. But at that start bit, man, it was both. It was 18-hour days, 3 hours sleep, get up and do it again for years.
Yes.
So people look at the end game and envy it,
Yeah.
but they don't envy the journey. So if you've got time and you can work, you can kill it. If you can work and then reinvest those wins you have monetarily back into it, you can do anything.
So you've got this coaching platform. And what's the name of your coaching platform?
I don't. It's Glenn Twiddle. It's just me.
Glenn
It's
Twiddle.
kind of personal branding.
Okay, so Glenn Twiddle, and that's one of the things that I was going to talk to you about branding, personal branding, because I went out, I branded everything in the world other than myself. I branded everything in the world other than myself. What was that moment for you where you're like, I have to be the brand?
Yeah.
It's me.
It was guys. It was a program I invested in by Dan Kennedy called Personality and Copy.
Yeah.
And then that led to another one called Influential Writing. So Personality and Copy was like 3 hours. Influential Writing was like 6 days, right? It's like hours. It's days. It's like a 3-day seminar or something. So it's literally a long haul. And it was all about these principles we were talking about, turning yourself not into a caricature of yourself, but a character.
Yes.
Characters have backstory.
Yes.
So I created the whole, not created, I just tapped into the fact that I hated prospecting and I couldn't stand it. Right? It killed my soul.
Yeah.
So, but I started telling that story about the pain of prospecting, about being a nice guy who was a musician before this craziness, right? A bad one. A bad one.
And I might be a bad one, but you'll have to tell me.
No, not you. I was a bad one. No, I was just good enough to get paid doing it.
Yeah.
Not good enough to be a rock star. Sure. Right? So, but I was a nice guy at the pub on Saturday night who everyone loved. Then I'd go to work in real estate first year and everyone hated me. Yeah. I couldn't stand it. Yeah. I did it for years and it was killing my soul. So I had to go on a journey, man. Yeah. Dan Kennedy, every marketing motivating person in the world. Yeah. I needed to find out how to get those 3 people out of 150 who weren't going to tell me to f off. Sure. How could I get those 3 to call me rather than me calling 150 to find them? Sure. And so and now that
attracting them to you versus having a prospect for it.
Yep. So when you say when it became a personal branding thing, here's the kind of thing. What I did, I now recognize that story as an origin story through Dan Kennedy's training. Sure. That's called the hero's journey. Yes. The guy descends into hell. Yes, sir. Which is the marketing journey of thousands of hours of listening to Dan Kennedy and everyone. Sure. You name the marketing mentor, I've devoured them. Yes. That was the pain and the hero's journey of me descending into hell to learn what I need and then rising back up with a system that gets people to call me. Yes. So it was really, to answer your question, it was really, I did what mean old Uncle Dan Kennedy told me to do. Sure. Is turn myself into a character that has a story, that has drama, that make a movie of my life where I'm the star. Absolutely. And it's watchable. And I happen to have as my bit players Schwarzenegger and Stallone
Which is
and
great.
all my heroes. It's been what a journey.
There's a certain amount of power that comes with being something that is separate from your public identity, and it's one of the laws of power. And so, have you heard the 48 Laws
Robert
of Power?
Greene, yeah.
Yes, fantastic.
Wow, that's a deep, hard
There's
core
this
book, man.
It is, but it's also like a history book.
It's scarily powerful.
One of my favorite elements of this book is there's this, and I can't remember her name, a French gal, and she wants to become a writer. And at this time, she puts out her first book, and this publisher says to her, he says, "Madam, make babies, not books."
Ah.
And at this time,
Did she become a male nom de plume?
yes, she
I remember
did.
that
George
story.
Sand.
Wow.
So she takes on a persona.
Yeah. Get it.
George Sand is this persona, and she lives it out for the rest of her life. But it separates herself from the criticism and from the
Well,
pain.
Lady Gaga, to bring it into today's context, did the same thing. She made herself
Absolutely.
into a character
Yes.
with attributes of her.
Yes.
But Lady Gaga, she treats as a separate entity. So
Absolutely.
I'm definitely not that. In that I am the character you see.
Yes.
It's just that I learned, and here's a weird one. There's another analogy. I learned this from Dwayne frickin' Johnson, right? The Rock.
The Rock.
Right? What he said, he was one of the best good guys in the history of wrestling. So
Yes.
this ain't the actor, this is the wrestler.
Yes.
Best good guys in the history of wrestling. Equally one of the best heels, bad guys in the history
Sure.
of wrestling. And here's why that is the case. Dwayne Johnson, the good guy, has good guy attributes. He's brave. Because
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson is brave. So it's
Sure.
brave, he's the bravest.
Yes.
Dwayne is brave, The Rock is the bravest.
Yes.
Dwayne is a good guy, The Rock is the goodest. You know what I mean? He takes all the positive attributes and he exaggerates all of them when he's being a good guy.
Yes.
Similarly, when he's being The Rock, the bad guy,
Yes.
Dwayne can be cocky.
Yeah.
He turns that cockiness into arrogance when he is The Rock, bad guy.
Sure.
He can be a bit mean, you know, because he knows he's strong. He can be teasing other people. So
Yeah.
he takes light-hearted, good-natured teasing,
putting
turns it
on that
into
mask.
turns it into an extension of that, which is being an arsehole.
Yeah.
That's how Dwayne is the best good guy, the best bad guy, because it's a character both ways,
Yeah.
and it's based on really him.
Yeah.
It's just an exaggeration. of
All
him.
the world's a stage, my brother. All the world's a stage. And my drama teacher in high school, I'm a thespian, and my drama teacher told me, he said, the greatest dramas always have that mask of comedy that they're getting ready to unveil. And the greatest comedies have the mask of drama that they're getting ready to unveil.
Wow.
And I think that if you have the mask, that you can just sort of like put yourself out there and be vulnerable, put yourself out there and own things and that you otherwise would not. It gives you that certain level of disconnect, but it also gives you a certain level of authority, and it sets you apart as a colorful person. You're a guy who wears a pink tie.
And the fact that you guys know that,
Yeah.
that is a character trait that I embrace and embellish, and everywhere you see all over my stuff is pink.
Yep.
You know? And you know where I got it? Here's where I say something I don't often tell people. Guess where I got the pink and black?
Hit me with it.
Bret Hitman Hart from the 80s.
Yeah.
Remember Bret Hart? Yeah.
Yeah.
Pink and black in an era where that was not appropriate for a male.
Yeah.
Bret Hart won that shit, man, so I do it.
People tell me when I wear pink, they say, Serpa, you can't wear pink. I say, I've killed people for your freedom. I can wear whatever the fuck I want. So, hey, my brother, one more thing before you go.
Man, thank you for this. We hijacked Nick. Where did Nick go? We
I don't know
hijacked
where
him out of
but,
here.
like, he's here, and everybody else here. Like, this is fantastic. So what I would love to ask you, so a guy like me, and I think that I'm probably a few years behind you, in that I've come out of that moment where I'm like, wow, I've done a lot of things for a lot of other people. Yep. I've stepped into a little bit more of my own 2 feet, saying, hey, I'm just going to do the David Serpa thing.
Wow. Yep.
What's something that somebody like me can do to take that next step? Because you don't know what you don't know until you realize you don't know it. So, and you're a coach.
Yep.
So what's like a free takeaway from somebody like me that I can implement on, let's say, this next week?
Yeah. So I know little about you other than what we've discussed now.
Sure.
And I've seen your name about. So that means you've already got some semblance of a personal brand. And I
Sure.
don't know what that is, but I've seen it.
Yeah.
So that means if I recognize your name, I go, oh, that's the guy, and I don't know where I've seen it. So I am coming from very much I'd love to know more about who your target audience is and what it
Yes.
is. But let me go blind and let me just make some guesses,
Hit me with it.
right?
Yes.
Because you've got a charisma that is out of this freaking world,
Thank
right? You're so freaking insanely lovable. And I don't say that, if you weren't, I wouldn't say it, right? If you had attributes I could admire, I'd find them.
Sure.
You've got a rapport building ability that is rare. So whatever field you're in, I would go all in on that. That it would be almost impossible to not like you. You've got that likability index through the roof.
I appreciate
You can capitalize on that, meaning whoever your target audience, so one takeaway is, A, you got that. So you being a host like this, you've got it.
My mom is loving you right now. I just want to. If my mom is on there, it's just like hearts.
Oh, I love it. Give me those hugs.
I think mom's a
That's good. So whatever field it is, you can interview experts in that field.
Yes.
They will love the shit out of you.
Yes.
And in doing so, you get that like if you had Joe Rogan, if your field was fitness and you interviewed Joe Rogan, you've already said Joe Rogan made you feel good, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So you get Joe. Look at what Joe does. Joe has bought celebrity. Joe was not Joe Rogan that he is now.
Yeah.
But because everyone, Elon Musk wants to be on the Joe Rogan podcast.
Sure.
Right? Elon Musk and Glenn Twiddle got the same goal.
Yeah.
So you could play that space.
So I have a podcast called It's About More Than Real Estate with David Serpa.
Oh, okay.
And I would love it if at some point or another, if you
Get
find
some
yourself
beasts on
stateside.
there. Oh shit, I'll be on that in
Shit,
a
brother,
heartbeat.
I've had Beast on it, but I want Twiddle on there.
Dude, I'll fly over to be on that bad
Brother,
boy. So let's make that happen.
We always do it
Come
in
on.
person.
Yeah, yeah.
And
let's
it's
do
always
that.
about an hour and a half to 3 hours long.
Let's do
And
that.
what we do is we talk about everything other than real estate.
I love it. Like we've been doing tonight.
And
We
it's a
haven't
point-
said open house once.
That's
Damn it, I
right.
just said it.
Yeah,
Shit.
but it's
That's
a chance.
good.
We tell your story
Yeah.
from the beginning. I find out who you are,
Yep.
and then it's almost a way for people to kind of document. And a lot of people are like, I'm so glad that I did this for my kids, because someday my kids are going to hear this, and like they're going to know who their dad was.
Wow.
And so I've had some really great people on, and I'd love to have you on.
Well, here's the thing that I would suggest is definitely get people like me who will just by the sheer force of your awesomeness will say, hell yes, right?
Absolutely.
Now the next step would be finding a way to slightly monetize the bad boy if you can, right?
Absolutely.
If you can slightly monetize it through some sponsorships and shit, don't bank a penny, just save up. And then whoever your dream guy is, I mean the one, keep building your audience organically, right? And then when the organic reach reaches a point where it's built up enough funds that in the David, Legend Fund, there's a significant amount of money. You reach out to me, we brainstorm who your icon will be. Because literally through the connections I've got, no one's off the cards.
Sure.
No one.
I believe you entirely.
So what that means
Just
is
after
it's just a
watching the
case
presentation
of
today.
finding a budget of what they might charge, getting a wish list of 4. We reach out to those 4 through the connections I've got, because we can get to anyone.
Sure.
Who are your 4? And then spending all of your profits that would otherwise on another podcast they'd go and buy a frickin' BMW or whatever.
Sure.
You put into 2 hours of Richard Branson's time. And he'll ask you to donate to his charity, which is what I did.
Yep.
So I put years' salary of my old life, years, like 5 years full-time work to pay Richard Branson for an afternoon.
That's beautiful.
Right? Other people wouldn't do that. They'd pocket the money.
Yeah.
I don't drive a BMW. I drive a Hyundai. Why? Because I spend my money on hiring people I want to work with. So that's what I would say to you, man.
And no one will ever be able to take the lessons away.
Never.
No one will ever be able to take that
the
experience
money's
away.
too easy.
Yeah.
The money's too easy to get.
Yeah.
I'd rather just go all in while the going's good. While fame, in whatever area you're in and I'm in, while fame is purchasable, there was a period of time in the 70s, 80s where you couldn't buy fame. You had to be chosen by a movie studio. You had to be chosen by a record label. You had to be chosen by a TV network, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now you can buy it. Ty Lopez, he bought fame.
Yes.
Say what you want about it. He bought global fame.
Yes.
Where when I met Ty, my kid was saying, get me a shout out. I was in Arnold Schwarzenegger's house and Ty was there.
Sure.
He didn't want shit from Arnold. He didn't want shit from War Machine. Like Don Cheadle was there, right?
Yeah.
He wanted a shout out from Ty Lopez.
That's wild.
Ty bought fame. While fame is for sale, it helps, and I'm not saying fame for
And the
fame's
big
sake.
thing that you're
Fame
saying right
helps
now,
business.
Well, the thing is fame for the sake of fame. Yes, it can be bought, but fame with a cause, fame with a heart, fame with being something. It comes
you can
with
see
something.
I'm passionate about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it is got a heart, but I'm still okay with money.
Yeah.
And because.
But what you're talking
Yeah. So for you, man,
the opportunity to
who's
buy
your
it
wish
out there.
list? Have you got one? You got one or two? Who's your ideal? Like, I mean, if anyone on the planet was on the table, who are the top 3?
If I could be completely honest with you, I'm not really like that kind of I wish I had someone.
Who would you love to know their story, man?
Who? This is my wife. Yes.
I don't like. I'm not really that like
Oprah.
You
Oprah's
see-
on
I
my
was
list.
gonna say-
Oprah's on my top 3. How'd that
Oprah
be?
absolutely would be the top.
Yeah?
Would be the top. Like I wrote about Oprah in my book.
See, but you know what sucks? Is I said that and you didn't. You were
Yeah.
saying no one. I
Yeah.
just said Oprah and you said, yeah, Oprah will be number 1. I want you to spend some, I mean, he's me coaching, I can't help myself. I want
Sure.
you guys to get together and seriously map out your list.
It's totally bewildering for me
He
because
would be-
normally I'm doing to people what you're doing to me. And so I'm
I
always
was just
sitting
thinking
in
Really,
that.
really
I was
great.
like, David
I'm
just started to
loving
get
it.
interviewed.
and so you flipped it on me. And so the thing is, normally I'm the one shelling out the advice.
What
I'm
the greatest
one
part
that-
was,
I want it, bro.
there was an NLP power grab in there too,
No,
which
I'm
was
just
even
helping
better.
a brother out.
That's
man.
exactly
I
right.
see a kindred spirit, you know.
That's right, brother. And I appreciate it. I'm so glad that this is recorded because this is one of those things like when people talk, like I talk to people like, I wish I had recorded that. I wish I had written
well,
it
we
down.
did.
And I'm like, yes.
And we got legends watching it. If Tristan's still watching this, I don't know if he's stuck with us
Yeah.
for this, man, but
you
we
blew
got
my mind,
icons
brother.
watching this.
I appreciate it.
I'd love to see your list. Make sure you send me your list.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who that is. I'd love to know the dream list. You know?
Yeah.
And if you've got me even on the maybe list, bro, I'm there.
Brother, like this is it's been great. Oh my gosh,
We're
she's
still
back.
going.
Still going on
still going.
right now.
And right now, just because you're here, the viewership is picking
No,
up.
it's gone up. Yeah, it's gone through the roof.
I just
76.
wondered if
Wow.
anybody had Diet Coke or combos in this group over here.
Diet what?
Diet what?
Diet Coke.
Diet Cobra?
Code word.
Yeah, no, Diet Coke. Did you say has anyone got a Diet Coke? Yeah. Have we got any here? No, I got bourbon though. I got bourbon.
You got bourbon. You got bourbon in spades. Well, did Tim take off? Tim gave up.
Tim is gone.
Tim's had enough.
Yeah. Well, hey, brother.
Man, let's chat, man.
Let's do it.
I'm honored.
Let's connect on Facebook.
Thank you for this,
Please.
man. Shit.
Yes.
Shrimp on the barbie.
How often do you get that?
Sorry.
All right, how's the accent?
Go away!
All right, we're wrapping it up.
Thanks for listening, you crazy buggers.
Brother, I appreciate
Thanks
it.
for listening into this craziness, man.
Thank you.
Man, what a rapport. You want to learn rapport skills? Sign up to whatever coaching he's got on that. I want to learn that.
You can learn part of it in the Machine Gunner's Guide to Real Estate on sale on Amazon.
Wow, I'm in. I'm in.
So it's my book that I wrote. It's
Wow.
called The Machine Gunner's Guide to
All
Real
right.
Estate Accuracy. by
I'm wrapping
Baldwin.
it up.
I'm done.